Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Darcy Smith's Adventures with Mixed Media, and today I'm going to show you my top 5 favorite pieces of ephemera, and I will do a quick make of each one, and why I like them too. I think one of my favorites is the coin envelope because you can use anything to make this. It is a great way to use up old calendar pages. You can use the paper bag, music page, digitals, anything makes a great coin envelope. So you just fold it over and over, fold up the bottom, fold down the top, cut off the bits you don't need. I will link the video I just made recently of making one with a little bit of a twist. And if I have time at the end of the video, I have another one that is kind of a little bit of a twist. But for just the basic coin envelope, this is how simple it is. It is just fold it in thirds, fold up the bottom a little bit. I mean, that's probably about 1/2 inch or so. And the top is, it's whatever you like. There is no right or wrong. And then you can just glue that down, or if you want it to be a pocket, you can just glue the sides down and that would become a pocket. Because that's how I roll a lot of the times. So if I just do them on the side, I think the other day I was actually gluing there, but you don't really have to, as long as you've got that glued down, and then this glued down, you can have your little pocket there. So, coin envelope, number 1. Number 2 is this pocket fold over, and the one reason I like it is because it utilizes, yeah, we can do that, it's fine. It utilizes those cutoffs that we've got. So essentially it is, oh, I want this one, sorry. It's just a 3 or 4 inch strip, whatever. I guess you don't want to go, as long as it's not wider than the width of your journal, you're good. You can make it whatever width you want. And I had it like 5 minutes ago. The inking is always optional, but you always, you want to do your pocket beforehand. And I definitely have videos where I've made these, so I can link that below too, because there's just the pocket flip over, and you can just staple that, or you could staple it. You could totally staple it, or paper clip it, and I'll show you a couple more examples of it. It would have been better if I had marked them. Alright, so here's one where I did a notepad on the back. So I'll make sure, and that's the video I'll do. So it's got a pocket on the front. I've turned it into a hidden paper clip in the back, and it has a notepad in the back. And this one I've done just kind of like I stuck a cluster under there. I mean, I could put a little focal point there if I wanted to. And another way is the little banners. I've got one in here. The little banners, you could also have those tucked down. See, this one doesn't have a paper clip inside. I just paper clipped it on the outside. And you could even use one of your hidden paper clips to clip it on there. That's hidden paper clip. Well, it's not hidden. That's an altered paper clip. Sorry, there's a difference between a hidden one and an altered one. So that was number 2, was the over the page pocket. And number 3, I'm just going to take this painty one because then I don't have to collage it afterwards, is taking a piece of junk mail or envelope or whatever and just folding it down like this. So you have like a long flap. This is, I think, what they call a jeweler's envelope. That's what I've been calling it anyway. And then we just need to clip out. You could just leave it like that, and then you'd have this side pocket. But if you want to utilize the envelope as a pocket, then you're just going to cut on that line. And you probably will also want to either, you can cut across here to make that lower, or you can make a notch to be able to get into that pocket better. And then before you glue all that down is when you would go ahead and put some paper back here. But that's not a bad look either, especially since I have the black dots. And I would probably go ahead and cut this down a little bit as well, just to give it a little bit more room. And then cut that on the edge there. So that just gives you a little bit more room in this pocket. And then I'm just going to glue those parts down so that now this can be a pocket. And also going to just glue the top and bottom of that, so now that becomes a pocket. So you have a pocket here, 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 and here, and you can just decorate the front and you can just glue it on as a pocket in a journal or put it in a pocket in a journal. So that is the jeweler's envelope, and I do have videos where I've done that, and I'll try to link that below. That was number 3. Number 4, where'd my list go? Because I might forget. Oh, the Wonky pocket. The Wonky pocket is also a favorite. Just going to grab this paper that I just printed. This is from a kit I'll be showing soon from alright, so from Fifi McLeod, sorry. So basically what I do is I just fold it at an angle, and then when I fold it again, I just make sure that the bottom lines up. So the bottom stays straight, but the rest of the pocket is wonky, and that can go on a page like that. And then you might want to, you can ink or stamp, stencil, collage on that. And oh my goodness, where's a blank page? Where's a blank page? Well, anyway, so you can put it around a page so it's got two, two pockets on each side. I would just glue the bottom, so that would give me a tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. Or you could glue it on like this and have even more. And if you wanted to, you could even kind of fold that down so you could see the other pockets in here, which makes it a little bit more wonky or less wonky, I don't know. So there's many ways to do the wonky pocket, and I just like the word wonky. Oh shoot, what was the British equivalent of that? I forget. Okay, and then another one I really like are clusters, because you can just take your scraps and make a cluster, and anything that uses scraps is A1 in my book. So I've got my scraps here. I am just going to quickly just find, sometimes I have little scraps that are, nope, those don't go together. Sometimes I'll keep little scraps together because then it's just a little bit easier to find pieces. And it would have been good if I had had this together. Ooh, there's a runner-up. The little scrappy notepad, that's a runner-up. Or an honorable mention, because we're mentioning it, so, yep. Alright, we've got this. It's really cool. You don't have to just use your inky painty papers. You can use your digitals. Your scrapbook paper, old book page, new book page, book page you've decorated up. Whatever it is you like. And you know what? They don't have to match perfectly. Then you can glue them together. Or you could staple them together, and you don't have to have the tiny attacher. You could also sew, do all the things. And then you can put a focal point on that or whatever. And that is just a super simple way to use up scraps. And it, they can look really super cute. This one doesn't have a focal point yet. It's a good way to use your gel plate prints. People often ask, what do you do with your gel plate prints? Okay. And number 5, I did that one last because it will take the longest to make. But I do have a video where I make them. Now this one I originally saw using book page. And that's one of the reasons I like it so well, is because it uses book page. I thought I just pulled one over here. Here it is. This one, I did not use book page. Is this one of them? No, this is something a little different. But yes, no, it does use book page, but I covered it a lot. This one's a little different. But basically, and I saw Gail do this originally, is you just take your book page and you fold it in half. This could be something that gets glued to a page, put in a pocket, or part of the signature. And because you don't want to cover up all the prettiness of that picture, you're going to use some vellum to make a pocket. So I'm going to make a pocket go about as wide as the page. And I'm going to keep the outside edges straight, but my middle part, ooh, I'm going to follow the angle of this, because I think that'll make a cool pocket. That'll just look cool. But, you know, you can do square pocket, triangle pocket. It's just a pocket to put something in on this thing. And then you glue that on. I think art glitter glue. This is vellum, by the way. You could use anything that is translucent or transparent, like possibly tissue paper if you're not, you know, if you're fairly gentle with it. If you're the wet strength tissue paper or whatever. So you put a clear pocket on there, and then see the words are sideways here. So I would probably put a little side pocket over there, grab some of my scraps. And these use scraps, and that's another thing I love, is being able to use scraps. And I do have a couple honorable mentions that I think I will add to the end, because that was 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have more than 5 favorites, to be honest. There's definitely more. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. So, just going to make a little side tuck over here. Maybe cut off the top, maybe. Maybe even just rip off the top. I don't need it to be perfect. The side is going to go against the other side and the bottom. So it's going to make a nice little side tuck. Could have inked it, could have added a little thumb notch. Thumb notch would have been good here because then the whole quilt would have showed, but that's okay. And then the front, I would also put something there. Maybe another pocket. Ooh, let's see. This part, I don't need it to show. I could cover the whole front even. With what? I don't know. I haven't thought that far. Ooh. That has the colors. So I'm just going to put that there as a belly band even. And then with this one, you go through and you use your stamps and stamp it all up. All right, I don't want my lines to be, I like my lines offset. That's just how I roll. So got a belly band here. Yeah, the vertical one. So you can tuck something in there, a little side tuck there, and a pocket there, and then you just make your ephemera to put in there. And you add some fun stamps. Grab out your field notes or whatever, and colors that you like. Let's see, I think I have a green too. I have kind of that funky green that's in there, so that might work nicely. And you can do it however you want. Yeah, I like the green and the blue, but I don't like to use too many colors. So I'll probably use the green on this side and maybe an aqua on the inside. What have I got for, and you could use any stamps, like this one is the, I need to get a permanent aqua, don't I? Oh, I do have one right here, okay. Yep, I need to clean off my desk. So, this is a good way to use your stamps. I know that we all have stamps, and we don't use them quite as much as we probably would like to, or should. Because, you know, we spent the money on them, so we should totally be spending. Now, if I put this in a signature, can be just left as it is. Just maybe add a little stamping here and there. And if I glue it on a page, well, what I could have done even is done it this way, and then that would have been, you know, that would have shown, which would have been nice as well. So I'll probably do this in a signature. But it's still, I think of it as ephemera because it's got pockets and whatnot. So yeah, you could do some stenciling, some more stamping. And if I had a finished one, I would show it to you, but I don't. Just try not to do too many colors. Some people don't even like to use colors. They prefer like, or just black and one color. If I'm using color, it would probably just be like two colors, like the aqua or the turquoise and the green. And they're like right next to each other on the color wheel as well. So they work nicely. And either black, there is black outlining this, or the navy blue, something like a really, really dark navy blue, but probably black. Nocturne, there's the black. And some of this is not, what's the word I want? Porous, and so it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. But I'm just going to, and then, you know, turn them. Put them all different ways. They don't have to be perfect. Don't stress if they're not. And just add as much as you want until you like it. Then fill your pockets and you've got a piece of ephemera. And then my honorable mention one, which I'm actually not going to show you how to make it because, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory, is the pocket where something sticks up. So these are also one of my favorites. And then here's the jeweler's envelope, an example of that. And here is a calendar page used to make a coin envelope. And this is also something I like. This is an honorable mention. The envelope flip just kind of goes on a page as a flip, and then you can see through it. That's also a Rachel Roxy creation. And I was going to make this if we had time, and I think we do. Yes, we're good. So this is going to be a coin envelope. A lot of times what I would do with paper bags is I would go ahead and gesso it and add some stamping and stapling. But you see, this is like a weird wonky shape, right? I'm good with that. In fact, you know me. If it's wonky, it's talking to me. So I'm just going to fold that over and fold this over, making it somewhat straight. But if it's not perfectly straight, as long as it fits on the page, that's what matters. And then I'm going to turn it over this way. I might even wrap that around there. Normally you would want to take off the bulk, but in this time I'm not. I am going to cut off this part. This part here I am going to cut because that is bulk and we don't need that. Cutting it to the left of the fold line, and I may not put a top on this one. So, and this is going to fold up. Well, if I keep it straight the way it's supposed to be, it will. Alright, this folds over slightly. No. Alright, so then that's going to fold up like that. And I am going to glue. Why is that weird? It's just folding in two different places. That's my problem. I need to determine exactly where it folds so I can cut off that excess. Also maybe go at an angle and then I won't have that problem. Alright, so I'm just going to glue here and at the bottom here, just so that will stay on a little better, because this is going to become a pocket here. And I'm going to fold this over here, and I'm just going to glue that whole thing down because that's going to be holding the pocket on the other side. And oh, I wanted this in here. Okay, and then this is going to be a pocket, so I'm going to glue the top here. So if you're doing a grungy journal, I just glued the top, so then we have a pocket here, a little pocket here, and then of course this pocket here. This is a little bit on the tall side. Let me see. It is 9 inches tall, so that's for a tall journal, or you just cut off the top, or I could even fold this part over. In fact, I might, because that makes kind of a cool, this would be easier to do if I had done it beforehand. And I'm going to have to glue that other side again. See, you might get, you know, fun wonky things, but you also get me just hit or miss trying new things I haven't tried before. Because that's what this is. I'm going to fold that in like that. And I'm just going to leave that hanging like that, because then that gives you that nice rough edge. Just going to glue this down. And at least glue the edges so it'll stay down. And there we go. We've got a coin envelope with lots of pockets. Pocket on that front part, a nice fun pocket in here, nice fun flappiness, and a pocket down here. This is just the stuff that comes in your packages. That's all that paper is. So it's not even super heavy, but I think it's heavy enough to be in a journal and have a thing tucked into it once in a while. And if you ink the edges, you'll be able to see all that goodness. So let me be right back. And so here's that, a little inked up for you. And the only reason I even had this idea happen is because I got out a piece of paper to cover up this mess, and then I was like, hey, what if I folded that? So ask yourself, what if? So this is a paper bag that I gessoed and just did stamping on, and then added focal points, little layering. So that is an example of how cool it can look to use just paper bag, especially when you gesso it and whatnot. So those are my favorite, my absolute favorites. I mean, there's others I love, don't get me wrong. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on about my favorite ephemera. And see, this could even be decorate here. So look at that, isn't that nice? All right, so lots of ideas. Where's the ones I actually made here? Oh, that was an honorable mention, right? And then there's that one. What is this one? Oh, yeah, that was also an honorable. Oh, and the jewelers. And the coin envelope. And the over the pocket. We have some time. I can decorate these, because that is a fun thing to do. So, for those people that just wanted to see how I made them, you have my permission to leave. You won't hurt my feelings. But for those that like to stick around and see how I decorate things, thanks for staying. Now, if I could only find my never-ending search. So on this one, I'm actually going to combine two of my favorites. So I've got him backed here. So I'm going to glue down all of him except for this part here, so I could still tuck something in there. And he'll just be kind of coming off the pocket some, because I like to do weird things like that. But I didn't do his tail, and I don't feel like doing his tail, so his tail's going to get glued down. Pretty much all the parts that don't have a backing are going to get glued down. I could have backed him totally. And his belly and the top of his head here. That part will go on the pocket. There's something sticking up here. Oh, his little fluff. All right. So that will just go like that. And I still have my pocket to be able to put something in there. And he's just super cute. Decorates it up nicely. And then up here, I could either glue this down and this can tuck in there. Or even just gluing it up on this piece will help to weigh it. Well, you'd think it would help to weigh it down. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe if I put one on both sides. So I will probably... Ooh, that's got a little bit of blue like the bird. So this one's just on some like heavy glossy paper. But it should still hold it down enough, right? So I'm just going to glue the bottom of that. This is a good time to use your medallions when you want to either use them for a tab or use them to hold down your thing. And then we could still tuck something in there. And I don't know. See, I might even just glue this on a page. So I'm not going to decorate the back. And you can round your corners. Now, if you wanted to do this, you would have done it before. Or use your hole punch. But if you don't have a hole punch, you don't crease it in the middle. Just match them there and boom, shakalaka. There we go. Now they're rounded and they're fairly even and it's decorated. I could ink it, yes. All right, and then this one, I think this would look nice here. This one I also did kind of, so I could put that on there as a little tuck, and I might. I mean, the whole thing's not, but it's reinforced at the top where it would need to be reinforced. So I'm not going to make it a giant tuck though. It's going to be glued down fairly well and come off the bottom a little bit. So if I want to tuck something in there, I can, but I don't have to. And I was going to put that behind there. And then this would just be, I'm just going to glue that on there to be a little tab to open it with. But I didn't want to cover up the water, so there we go. A little tab to open it with. And you could decorate on the inside. I don't think I will right now. But, you know, you've got your, because, you know, that's going to, maybe a cluster, actually, would be a perfect thing to use. That one's too wide. You want more narrow, a more narrow cluster. Well, you might not want to put a cluster on both because that could get really thick really fast. But, you know, something that's just skinny. I don't have a skinny one. Ooh, I'm going to hold that out because that might work on one of my other ones. Ooh, that one, actually, perfect. So this is a perfect time and place to use a cluster on that little side tuck. Gives you a little tab sticking out over here and strengthens up that pocket. So there we go. Decorated. Ooh, decorated. This one, it could use more decoration, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. This one could use something. Oh, this one could use a focal point. But, oh, and also the Wonky pocket could use a little something. Did I have anything else? Oh, the paper bag. See, this would probably bug me because this is straight and that's not. So I don't think I would like that very much. Although here, I wouldn't mind it so much because it would still show back here and still be a pocket back there. And be a nice layering piece. I might want something bigger though. What about this side? Well, no, because I still want stuff to show, right? I was thinking I could glue this here and on the side here, and then it would be able to tuck under there and still have something show back. I might do that. Oh! So I'm gluing the bottom, and then just this edge up here, and then that's it. Nothing else will get glued. I could probably come down a little. And really, I only need that piece to hold it down. Or the whole thing could hold it down. And put a mushroom. Do we want a mushroom? What do we want? When do we want it? Look at our little friends. They're so cute. See, I still would want something to cover that staple, probably. But I like these guys down here better. If I were to use them. If I were to use them. I like some grungy. Mix up some grungy with some kids having tea, you know. Why not? You can do anything you like. Oh, that's right. We've got some Tracy Fox fruities in there. Oh, he's all creepy and hard to cut out is what he is. All right. All right, so that one is at least somewhat decorated. Can you tell I'm not really necessarily in the mood for decorating? Let's see. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Decorating is all fun and good. This one. Definitely want something across there because those words are upside down. I don't hate that. That's a different kind of a flower. Ooh, I love these butterflies. He gets hidden a little bit on there. I love the blue rose. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit of book page. I have book page. I have neutral scraps is what is in this drawer. Actually. Or music page. Or what about the tissue with some, just for something different. I keep not using it. So why not, for once, use it. I mean, I wrote all the words on there to use it, and then I don't use it. Just gonna that'll back in nicely. Just gonna go ahead and use some glue stick and just kind of get that on there and just glue him in the middle and out a little bit. That way he's on thick enough paper. I think he'll be okay. Oh, let's put him on an angle. There we go. He's gorgeous. All right, and the back here, I'm thinking that actually does look kind of nice hanging off of there. Just want a little something back here. Maybe even just some music. Well, I still want the flowers to show though. I just kind of want to cover the upside down dates is basically all I want to cover. Well, that will get covered with this. So here's a very wonky ripped piece of paper. You can rip your paper like that. You can have it be as wonky as you want. Don't let the non-wonky lovers discourage you from being your wonky self. Hopefully there's no one discouraging you from being weird and wonderful. I hope not. All right. I do like this line to be straight at least. That would be nice. And this is just going to hang off and be pretty. Might even have it hang off the edge just a little bit. It's got that nice patina green, which seems to be in there as well, so that's nice. So for those of you that stayed to the very end watching me do my decorations, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Whoops. I don't know what's coming up. Oh, I will be doing the Makers Creative Collab soon. These are not big enough. I need to use these at some point. That will be happening soon. I got my swap from Eddie. Eddie makes art. So there is that. So what were my top 5 favorite? Do you guys remember? The pocket. Well, use anything that uses scraps or recycling paper, any of that type of stuff I love, which is why I like this pocket and why I love a coin envelope. Oh my word, words are hard. So coin envelopes, it's any paper that you can find, you can make a coin envelope from. And then, you know, this, you could use scrapbook paper to make one of these as well. Old envelopes, anything, and so that's another reason I like that one too. So it was 1, 2, 3. Oh, and the wonky envelope also, you can use anything. And this uses up book pages and scraps and all kinds of things. So that is another reason that I like that. And these, I just like the things stick up out of the pocket. That was the bonus one. That was the honorable mention. I have lots of honorable mentions, I'm sure. So I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you guys.